Water is the source of life, and rivers are primary carriers of fresh water worldwide. But what if I told you there are 18 countries with no rivers? These nations have unique conditions, leaving them without a single river. Today, we'll explore these places and see how people survive where water is precious and elusive. Our journey begins in the Arabian Peninsula, home to the largest country without rivers, Saudi Arabia. Saudi Arabia relies heavily on desalination plants, transforming seawater into fresh water. These plants provide drinking water and support agriculture. The country is also exploring innovative solutions like a proposed canal along its border with Qatar. This ambitious plan highlights the lengths to which countries must go to secure water. Our next destination is the United Arab Emirates, where rivers are absent from the landscape. The UAE leads in water management, investing in desalination technology. It also explores rainwater harvesting and efficient irrigation. From skyscrapers to green spaces, the UAE shows life flourishes in arid environments. Yemen, on the southwestern tip of the Arabian Peninsula, contrasts its oil-rich neighbours. With limited rainfall and political instability, Yemen relies on groundwater sources. These aquifers are depleting rapidly, raising concerns about water security. Ancient cisterns and terraced farming show human resilience against water scarcity. Our journey through the Arabian Peninsula takes us to Oman, known for its stunning natural beauty and rich cultural heritage. Oman has unique wadis, dry riverbeds that fill with water during rains. Ancient afflage systems channel water from springs and wadis to irrigate crops. Modern desalination plants supplement the water supply. Oman blends tradition and innovation for sustainable water management. Qatar, a small peninsula jutting out into the Persian Gulf, presents a unique case study in water scarcity. To sustain its rapid growth, Qatar relies heavily on desalination plants, which provide the majority of its freshwater needs. However, this dependence on energy-intensive desalination raises concerns about environmental sustainability. In a bid to diversify its water sources, Qatar has joined forces with Saudi Arabia in a proposal to construct a canal along their shared border. Our exploration takes us to Bahrain, an archipelago in the Persian Gulf. To meet its growing population and economy, Bahrain relies on desalination for fresh water. It boasts some of the largest and most advanced desalination plants, transforming seawater into a lifeline. Public awareness campaigns and water-efficient systems ensure long-term water sustainability. Our journey through the water-scarce nations of the Arabian Peninsula brings us to Kuwait, a small country bordering the northwestern tip of the Persian Gulf. Kuwait pioneers in desalination technology, building some of the world's largest and most efficient plants. These feats transform seawater into a precious resource, providing most of Kuwait's freshwater needs. From public campaigns to water-efficient irrigation, Kuwait ensures the long-term viability of its water resources. Leaving the Arabian Peninsula, we journey across the Indian Ocean to the Maldives, a picturesque archipelago renowned for its pristine beaches and luxurious overwater bungalows. This tropical paradise, comprised of over 1,000 coral islands, depends on the annual monsoon to replenish its freshwater lenses, underground reservoirs of rainwater that float on denser saltwater. The government has implemented rainwater harvesting systems and desalination plants. These efforts aim to ensure the sustainability of its freshwater resources. Our exploration of riverless nations takes us to North Africa, to the vast and arid nation of Libya. The Great Man-Made River Project, launched in the 1980s, taps into underground reservoirs, transporting water to coastal cities and agricultural areas. This megaproject has increased Libya's access to fresh water, but raises concerns about sustainability. Libya must balance current needs with preserving fossil water reserves. Our journey through riverless landscapes takes us to the Horn of Africa, to the small but strategically important nation of Djibouti. With limited rainfall and high evaporation rates, Djibouti relies on desalination plants for fresh water. It explores renewable energy to power these plants and invests in water conservation to reduce demand. These efforts ensure long-term water sustainability in this arid nation. Our exploration now takes us to the heart of the Mediterranean Sea, to the island nation of Malta. To address this challenge, the Maltese have turned to innovation, becoming pioneers in reverse osmosis desalination technology. Malta is actively exploring sustainable solutions, including renewable energy sources to power its desalination plants and water conservation measures to reduce overall demand. This process, which removes salt and other impurities from seawater, provides the majority of Malta's drinking water. Our journey through riverless nations brings us to the opulent shores of Monaco, the second smallest country in the world. Monaco has invested heavily in water conservation measures, including rainwater harvesting systems to reduce reliance on imported water. By embracing sustainable practices, Monaco shows even small nations can make a difference. Our next stop is the smallest state in the world, Vatican City. This city-state, the spiritual centre for millions, relies on Rome for its water supply. Vatican City has implemented measures to reduce water consumption. These include water-efficient appliances, promoting water-saving practices and sustainable landscaping techniques. We now journey across the Pacific Ocean to the Marshall Islands, a sprawling archipelago facing unique water challenges. Rainwater is collected and stored in cisterns, providing vital drinking water and supporting agriculture. However, droughts and saltwater intrusion exacerbated by rising sea levels threaten this balance. The nation advocates for global climate action, urging the world to reduce emissions and support adaptation. Our exploration of riverless nations continues with Kiribati, a low-lying island grappling with climate change. With no rivers and limited fresh water, Kiribati relies on rainfall to replenish groundwater, its primary freshwater source. The government is implementing rainwater harvesting and conservation programs, exploring solutions like floating desalination plants. Kiribati's survival depends on global action to address climate change. Our next stop is Nauru, the smallest island nation in the world located in the Pacific Ocean. Nauru's landscape, dominated by a central plateau stripped bare by phosphate mining, lacks rivers or significant freshwater sources. To address water scarcity, Nauru has implemented rainwater harvesting systems and water conservation programs. Desalination plants have also been installed. However, sustainability is challenged by the island's remote location, limited resources, and environmental degradation from phosphate mining. Our journey through riverless nations takes us to Tuvalu, a low-lying island nation in the Pacific Ocean. With no rivers and limited freshwater resources, Tuvalu relies heavily on rainfall. The government is implementing rainwater harvesting and water conservation programs. The survival of Tuvalu depends on global action to address climate change. Our final destination in this exploration of riverless nations takes us to Tonga, a Polynesian kingdom of over 170 islands in the South Pacific. Despite being surrounded by water, Tonga faces water scarcity, relying on rainfall to replenish its freshwater lenses. The government is implementing rainwater harvesting and water conservation programs. They are also exploring desalination technology. Ensuring long-term water sustainability requires balancing development with environmental protection. So what do you think? How would you adapt if you lived in one of these countries without rivers? These nations remind us of the importance of water as a precious resource and the resilience needed to thrive in challenging environments. Thank you for joining us on this journey around the globe. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and share this video. We'll see you in our next exploration.